Good morning, my friends, and welcome back to Coffee Talk. I feel like my table is shaking. I don't know why this is. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Blur's Day. Maybe it's my eyes.
Oh, nope, you're vibrating.
What's vibrating? It's the
It's the central air. Your vibrations are so strong today.
Oh Lord, I swear it's gonna be one of the. Okay, how do I get this to stop?
I'll hold it for 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness, that is, it's like an earthquake, and I'm not sure what it is. That is hilarious. Oh my goodness. If you're watching, maybe you're about to get a little dizzy here. Yeah, Marbs, you're gonna maybe have to hold that. I don't know. Can you hold that for 20 minutes? All right. Julie, good morning. All right. Let it go once and we'll see what happens. Michelle, good morning. Kimberly, good morning. I think it might be okay. I don't think it's okay. It's not okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see here. I am just going to hold this for the whole talk. Kimberly, good morning. Tammy, good morning. Kim, good morning. Corey, good morning. Bet it was humid in the gym this morning. It was disgusting. I mean, in a wonderful way. I love the sweat. I love the humidity. But holy man, like I had to take a cold college shower just to cool myself off before coming on camera. Happy pump day. Karen, good morning. All right, we turned on our AC and this hasn't been on for a year. And I don't know if I did coffee talks here, but now the floor is vibrating and I can't let go of the camera. So I might have to move myself if that's the case. Good morning, Deanna. Jody, good shaky morning. Oh my goodness. And on top of that, my coffee tastes like shat. I'm not gonna lie. We've even made 2 pots. So something is happening. I feel like it has this burnt soapy taste. So does that mean that I should go out and buy a new coffee maker today? Maybe. I've had my eyes.
Emergency fund.
I've had my what? Emergency fund. Emergency fund. I've had my eye on some of these fancy coffee makers that have their own frothers. Have you ever looked at the cost of those things? They're hundreds of dollars. I was a little in shock when I started researching after I had my amazing coffee foamer. I'm like, ooh, maybe the next coffee machine I get will have the coffee foamer on it or the steamer. Meh. When was the last time you cleaned it?
That's a thing.
All right, so maybe that will be my task today. You know what, Deanna? Actually, I think you're right. How long have we had that coffee machine?
Over a year.
Probably almost 3. Never cleaned it. Dee, good morning. Alyssa, good morning. Yes, the tremors are gone. Chuck shut the AC off, so that must have been it. Maybe. Now to maneuver that. So I'm going to take a drink of my crappy coffee because I'm just going to drink it anyway, no matter how terrible it tastes. Yes, it's my Keurig. All right, my friends. Well, I guess, you know what? That's a good little trivia. Actually, it's not the Keurig part. It's the actual pot part of it. How often do you clean your coffee machines, people? I'd like to know. We talked about this. We talked about how often you changed your sheets several months ago. The question of the day is, how often do you clean your coffee machine and cleaning pods? I actually don't use the pod part. I use the actual coffee pot part. Good morning, Susan. All right. As you're answering that, let's get into the juice. The meat of the program today. Yesterday, we talked about gaslighting and narcissism and toxic and all of that kind of stuff, and how not every time something bad happens is that mean you're being gaslighted or are you in a toxic situation. But those definitely seem to be the umbrella statement. Tammy, I have a cleaning light that comes on, so I do it regularly. Michelle, every 2 to 3 months. Monthly with vinegar and water. Wow, you guys. Wow. By the time I think about it cleaning, I find it easier to replace it. I'm jiving with you, Lori. I'm jiving with it. Carrie, good morning. Julie, monthly. Wow. I am definitely behind the 8 ball on that. I don't know that I have ever cleaned it. So that will be my task of the day. I will let you know tomorrow if the coffee situation gets any better. But it does have a terrible taste. 2 pots made in a row. So I'm guessing that is it. Sounds like you need a cleaning person. Deanna, we probably need to get on this. All right. So today we're going to talk about how do others see you? Oh, you know what? Now I still got to backtrack a little bit more. Tomorrow is my 300th episode. Chuck and I have been going back and forth about what we're going to do, but here's what I know for sure is going to happen. We are going to have some giveaways. I don't know, is it going to be books? Is it going to be gift cards? That's what I can't decide, but we are going to have giveaways. It's going to happen tomorrow. Everything's going to happen tomorrow. The details, everything you got to do, it's all going to be on tomorrow's video. So you don't want to miss tomorrow. Put it in your calendar. You don't have to be live. You could do it on demand. The drawing is going to be on Monday. Drawings. So don't miss tomorrow. And then of course Monday. Ditterville, good morning. Last text, weird. Sorry, showering the dog. Good morning, Lisa. All right. So how do others see you? Now, usually we're like, who cares what anybody thinks? And that really isn't what we're talking about today. I want to talk about how different people experience different things. If you walk into a room, say you walk into work every day, and there's 10 people in your office, nobody sees you exactly the same way. You walk in and maybe you talk about your morning or you talk about what happened to you last night. 10 different people are going to hear 10 different things. They're going to have 10 different reactions, 10 different perceptions, and none of it is going to have anything really to do with you. What it really has to do with is their experiences, their expectations, what they're going through. Every single person we know is made up of different genetics and experiences. How they react to their surroundings is as unique as our own fingertips. You just don't know. You can't ever predict. You might be thinking you're telling a story about some great accomplishment you had, and somebody else might take it as you bragging, right? You don't know, and you can't control it. Dawn, good morning. So not everyone really cares about the message I bring in Coffee Talk, right? Like, shocker, I thought everybody wanted to know what I had to say, but no, not everybody really knows. I have 46 people on here right now. There is how many people in the world? Right now, my message is only meant for the 46 on here and maybe the 10 that join me on demand later. That's it. That's it. Someday, hopefully it grows, but my message isn't for everyone. As a matter of fact, my message might actually turn some people off. I might drive them crazy. The way I use my hands, the sound of my voice, my laugh, my verbiage, maybe my words aren't smart enough. Maybe they're, you know what I mean? I am not meant to share this message with the whole world, but that's not my concern. I make peace with the idea that I am not for everyone. The first time I did my first live, I had to realize I wasn't for everyone. Now, I've been very blessed. I haven't had a lot of moments where I've had people get on here and be haters. I haven't had a lot of that, but I have been on plenty of lives where people do have haters that get on there and say very mean, vicious things. If I grow, that day is probably coming. I have to be okay with that. I have to let those things go by, just like we have to do in everyday life. Not everybody is going to be your supporter. You have to be okay with that. We have to learn to stay in our own lane. I'm going to share my knowledge. I'm going to share my experience. And all I can do is hope to attract like-minded people. Life is way too short to try and convince people, to try and convince non-believers to believe. My life is way too short to convince people who believe that being healthy and eating right is not for them. My job is not to convince them. My job is to help the supporters believe. The people who actually want to be on this journey, that's where my job is. That's it. If you start off in a 21 tough and you're like, I hate working out and I hate eating right, chances are when you use that kind of verbiage, I am not going to be able to convince you of anything. And it isn't my job to convince you. My job is to show you that it probably isn't something to hate, that it's probably not everything you believe it is, that it might actually be a wonderful part of your journey. But I can't convince you of that. I'll never be able to convince you of that. You actually have to want to believe it. Good morning. It's my baby's last day of high school today. Oh, Sue, that is amazing. So that's why when it comes to your journey, and I've heard a lot of you guys talk about this now, people saying, what are you doing? Oh, you're giving up alcohol? Oh, you're having a smoothie every day, right? I'm sure you've gotten a couple of that. Your only goal should be to share, not to convince. If they ask, you share, and that's it. That's it. If they want more information, they'll ask you for more information. But at the end of that conversation, your goal is not to convince them to do something that they are not ready to do. Right now, they're probably only looking for information to decide whether or not they can do it. Heidi, good morning. I get to watch live today. I love it. So instead of, and this is a saying I just it's something like, and I don't know the exact quote, do something until you prove your haters wrong. No, I cannot stand that. How about instead of proving your haters wrong, prove your supporters right? How about we take that path? I'm not here to prove to my haters anything. I am not here to prove them anything. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm not trying to show anybody up. None of that. I am just here to prove my supporters right. That what you are supporting me for, that I am going to keep building you on, and I am going to support you right back. If you're trying to prove your haters wrong, chances are you hate your haters. Who wants to live in that kind of a bubble, in that kind of a world? Who has energy for that? I do not have energy for that. I don't even like to use the word haters. I don't care. I don't like to use it. I think that there are certain words that once you let into your vocabulary, it starts to mess with this up here. That's why I used to say, oh, I hate abs. I don't hate abs, and I'm going to say I love them, even though they might not be my favorite, because it's going to start here. It's always going to be here. And what comes out of your mouth is what you're thinking, is what's happening up here. And you can create something wonderful, and you can build up something great, or you can constantly tear something down with those words. So let's never, ever, ever use that quote again. Instead of trying to prove your haters wrong, how about you prove your supporters right? How about social media? We talk about this all the time. We get older and wiser, Susan says. Haters don't bother me anymore. Perk of old age. And again, I don't know. I find it very interesting. Do we even really have haters? Who even planted that seed in our minds? I don't think I have haters. I maybe think there are people out there that don't believe in what I believe in or don't support what I support. Where did we ever come up with the term that they're haters? I don't know. I think that's a culture thing. I think we get sucked into culture, and when somebody starts to use something, we start to use something, but I don't want to go down that path anymore. I want us to change things. I want us to be the changers of the world. We're going to speak positivity into the world. I read something yesterday, and now I'm not sure if I'm going to remember it, but it said, when somebody's having a hard time and you try them to get to see the positive in it, that makes you an over-obsessive positive. Again, when I'm having a bad day, I don't mind if my friends want to speak positivity into my life. Maybe it isn't what I want to hear in the moment, but what other choices do we have? I want to be built up. I want somebody to tell me that tomorrow's going to be a better day, that the future is going to be brighter. I don't always want to think if I'm having a bad day that the next day is going to be bad and that next month is going to be bad. I want to be surrounded by uplifting people, and I want to uplift people. Susan, I think it's jealousy. It could very well be. Again, I definitely want to shift my focus. I don't want to be jealous of someone, and if there's something I have that someone's jealous of, I want to be able to share with them and give to them. And it's all upon them to whether or not they use it. There aren't haters. There are jealous of how good you're doing. Yes, could very well be, my friend. Social media. I'm not all about, the friends. We have how many friends on social media? I'm not all about that anymore. That when COVID happened, there was something inside of me that snapped. It had to do with COVID, and it had to do with all the political. And I don't worry about friends. I'm all about the support. I'm all about the positivity and encouragement. If something comes across my Facebook feed that doesn't fall into support, positivity, and encouragement, I get rid of it. I don't think twice about that. That just falls into people pleasing. I'm not going to keep people on my social media platform or pages or groups that are not filling my soul with positive energy. I block people. I unfriend people. I get out of groups and unfollow groups. That is my right for this space, for this Facebook space. And you have that power too. Why don't we do it? Because we're afraid somebody's going to come back and say, did you unfriend me? Did you block me? Yes, your message didn't resonate with me. And if we are friends outside of this social media platform, then we're friends. We can have conversations. I didn't necessarily jive with what you're sharing or what you're saying. When did we have to stay in those groups, friends with those people? Before Facebook came around, it didn't even matter. The fact is, it doesn't even matter today, but we've been guilted into believing it does. Lori, iron sharpens iron. The world is divided enough. Let's be builders of positivity. I think things hit home. Yes, absolutely. If people don't jive with you, that's okay. We have to drop the labels. It doesn't mean they're haters. If somebody doesn't jive with you, it doesn't mean they're haters. That's where we all have different personalities, different genetics. It's exhausting to try and be everything to everyone. You have to know who you are, what you stand for, where your boundaries lie. I know it feels good to be validated. It feels good to be accepted, but success is a lousy teacher. If you are constantly succeeding and you never fail, what lessons are you learning? Probably not many. We all love to be successful. Nobody wants to learn a lesson because in those lessons we get uncomfortable and it hurts. We talked about that the other day. But at the end of this round 21 tough, we're coming to the end of it. You're going to do your measurements. You're going to do your pictures. Chances are some of you are going to get on that scale. Are you ready to accept the wins of what you did over the last 21 days, no matter what those things tell you? Because success is not the best teacher. It's the lessons we learn. Maybe the scale's only going to change a pound. Maybe it's not going to change. Maybe you thought you would see something more in your pictures. Success is not the best teacher, my friends. It's what did you do in the past 21 days that got you outside of your comfort zone that you are going to learn from and build upon. It's success or not, we have to be able to see the wins in our journey. On this journey, you know what's important to you, and you realize that the approval of others is never, ever more important than the approval of yourself. I want you to remember that. At the end of this day, it isn't about anybody. It's not about the haters. It's not about the jealousy. It's not about any of that. It's all about the approval of yourself. And like Susan said, as you get older, that should be becoming so much easier. I wish I would have known that in my 30s. I wish I would have known that I am in my 40s. But in my 30s, I was so hard on myself. In my 20s, I was so hard on myself. I wanted everybody else's approval. Why? Because I didn't even have approval of myself. When I found that approval, when I accepted myself and loved myself for who I was, no matter what skin I was in, the approval of somebody else didn't matter anymore. And I want you to find that. That is what I want you to find. You know, if you could have that today, that would be my only wish for you, is that you knew how amazing you were, that you could look in that mirror and just be like, damn, I am gorgeous. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am sexy. I'm fit. I'm strong. I am healthy. And that you could say all of those things to yourself and not have a button there. Just say those things and end it. All right, my friends, that's where I'm going to leave things today. Remember, join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about, I said it was the 30 things I learned over COVID. I don't know if we're going to get through 30, but we're going to talk about some amazing things we've learned in these 300 episodes. We're going to have some prizes. We're going to do all the fun stuff tomorrow. It's going to be an amazing Friday. So join us tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Join Coach Chuck at noon today for the Nugget, and Saturday at 7:30 for our Weekend Warrior. We would love to sweat with you. All right, my friends, go out and just have a fantastic day and spread a little love and positivity and shine some light on somebody else's life. Love today and every day. Thank you, Lori. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye, my friends.